Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is your Aries reading, your sun, moon, and rising sign for the month of April. Okay, Aries, where did you come from? What's your recent past? So we've got the Eight of Wands in the recent past, indicating you received some news about something. It was very quick in nature, very focused and very directed at you. This is something that you would not have missed, but something that doesn't play a major factor in your life anyways. Now, I don't want to go into your past. You can look at the previous readings on here as well. Your present or your current situation that you are in right now is we have the Ace of Cups, or sorry, Ace of Wands. And that really is all about new creative endeavors, something that really um, drives that fire inside of you, that passion inside of you. And then the other side, to give a little bit more information about that, is the Six of Cups, which is a little bit about nostalgia, um, even sometimes even giving back to some extent. So whatever's happening right now in your present day, you're probably thinking of something that reminds you, or you're doing something that reminds you of the past. And that is what's triggering that spark. So some happiness that you've had in the past is allowing you to continue or to perform something new in the present, which is quite interesting. And your present day card is Judgment. So that's telling me that you've had an awakening. There's something that has happened recently, or will be happening in April, that is going to push you to some kind of an awakening. And so if I'm looking at all these three cards in that line, I'm looking at, it seems like this awakening has something to do with your past coming forward, maybe hanging out with old friends, family that you haven't seen in a long time, something of that nature. And there's some creativity that's involved in that. And the creativity doesn't mean it's a project. It could mean that it's something like getting together with friends and planning a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, something like that, something that involves creativity and finding a place that would actually mesh for everybody. All right. So I'm gonna say that that's kind of more towards the beginning of April. Halfway through, towards the end, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is usually signifies emotional, not needs, but things that are emotionally related. It could be love, it could be friendships, family, but things that are cherished to you, things that are, mean important things to your heart. Now, pages are usually messengers, so they give you um, some kind of a message about emotions. And this one specifically is talking about a surprise. So it looks like towards the middle of April, towards the end of April, you're going to get some kind of a surprise, completely unexpected. It doesn't mean it's something big, but something's going to come down the pipe. Now, let's see what kind of what more information we can get. All right, so here we have the Page of Pentacles. That is all about new beginnings and messages about financial resources, career, anything to do with your root chakra, which is all about the things that you need to survive. Okay. And on the other side, we have another major arcana card here. We have the Hangman. And the Hangman is all about looking at things from a different perspective, and sometimes thinking outside the box. So taking a look at what other people are, or what their opinions are and how they see things in the world, is very important, because it takes you away from that rigidity that Aries can sometimes have. So the last 2 weeks of April, um, what I'm seeing here is there's going to be some kind of a surprise, and I almost want to say related to work or related to your basic necessities, basic needs for survival, that's going to force you to look at things from a different perspective. I'm going to pull a couple of more cards and see if I can get some more information. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles here, right beside the Page of Pentacles. So definitely, I would say this is something to do with money, career, work, finances, security, that nature. So you're going to get some kind of a surprise there. Now, because it's the Page of Cups, I would say it's probably a good surprise, okay? So nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. And on the other side, we have the King of Wands accenting the Hangman. So it's almost as if there's someone in your life towards the last 2 weeks of April that's influencing you and pushing you to look at things from a different perspective. And whoever this person might be is usually someone that's very courageous, they're brave, they're very much a delegator. So they do like to delegate things. This could represent a boss or a coworker or a family member that knows how to push you in those right directions. Okay, so Aries, I don't see anything too fancy dancy crazy in April. I see some reconnecting with things from the past due to some kind of awakening that you've had. And then towards the end of April, more or less some kind of a surprise related on the financial realm or resource or time or energy. And as well as someone who's influencing you to look at your life or things, perspectives from a different angle. So again, nothing too crazy, but it can be a little bit significant because you do have two major arcanas here. Okay, comment, hit the like button, don't forget to share, and until next month, shine your light.